I'm Philomena. This company is a family-run company. It's first-generation company. We started, both of my brothers and me. We started very small, and it has grown over the years. And we are here today, able to employ thousands of people. That is a very rewarding feeling, you know. Because when we started, it was very small. We had 40 people. Now it's running over 2,800. Like 97. In 97 we started. That was only my brother was there for about a year, and then we joined up later. Like in 6 months we were all there, and then we started it all together. You see the growth because you are there on the floor, you know. You see it happening in front of you. It's like unveiling something, you know. So, and you see the need, and the best part of it was when we started, we were very particular that we do certain things. That is, like we would never hurt the planet. We would encourage the women. So these, and do things right. Never do anything, you know, just for doing sake. So that was the backbone then and now. It's the same thing. So these three things were our most, I think our strength, the core of the company is just that. And then business just came on, because when you do all these things right, you know, business will happen. So that's how it started. 90%.
It's amazing.
The first is, you know, it is something, it's a job that is very individual to the person. You skill yourself to any limit, that's how you rise. And you, the thing is, women are by themselves, you know, a little bit creative in nature, very meticulous about things, and all that stuff. So all these things, when they put together, plus they have a sense of freedom that yes, they really are empowered, because when you are able to do what you want, what's running in your mind, I want to buy this, I want to have this, I want to give this to my child. They do it, you know, they do it just for that sake, just to feel good, you know. Feeling good is something very important to all people, wherever, in whichever state they may be. So women, I think, these girls who come to work, it's like the first step. And then there is a growth pattern, you know, for them. They can take it on and go to any limit they want. Because even when we started, we had nothing. We were at literally ground level. We should go to every machine. We could do every single job in this thing. All of us. Everything from pattern making, or make a design, or sewing, or anything is possible. So you know the business right through. And it's easy to see anything going wrong on the floor or something happening, you know.
Yeah.
So that what I'm saying is, it's possible by anyone. You just have to put your focus there,
right,
your heart there. It will just grow. Now, we were working in a factory in the Maldives for 15 years. So it was run literally by my brothers and me. The company was owned by a company from Tirupur. Should I say the name? The Poppies Knitwear. So that's where we all learnt everything. We learnt all the skills there, all of my sisters and my brothers, everybody. So we knew how to run it, but we did not have the finance for it. So then, with whatever little startup money we had, we came and started. That's why it started so tiny. Then, of course, it grew, because the job knowledge was there, the enthusiasm was there. That is the reason why it came up like that. No, if you ask me challenges, I think I was blessed to have none, really. Because what we were thinking together, it was one thought process. So what we thought, we made sure it happened. So the challenge was not there. The challenge was always only financial.
Right.
And as the business grew, you cover that easily. I cannot say there was a challenge, but challenge in the work, especially like people, getting people to work, getting people to train them, things like that, that was a challenge. But we always found a way to, get over it. There are people who have been, I can tell you of one person who's still with me. That person came, not one, a few of them. This one person came as a helper in my cutting section. He studied till 4th standard or something. Today, he's the one who makes all the patterns digitally for all the products that we are doing in this company. His growth has been great, and therefore his children, he was not married then, and then he got married, and his children, today one is an MBA and the other one is a nurse who's off to, nearly going off to Germany now. So the family has completely changed. His wife, who was also with us, she has started her own little company. She's also doing something, things like that. Similar stories with many of my senior staff. They came at real low, but they had the heart and the enthusiasm to learn and to do it. This boy just went past. He also joined something like that. Today is DG merchandising. And they make sure that they bring themselves up to that level. So he did many classes, many lessons to bring himself to that level. But when you start talking about it, when you see them, their children, and how they are grown and all that, it's very rewarding. You feel good. No. It is this industry by itself is doing this for a lot of people, mostly women. Because people factories, they like to have them because they work hard. They work hard and they want things to be done right. Yes, for the people in and around Tirupur, we have vehicles to bring them and take them back home. For those coming from further places, from the north and things like that, we have hostels. They stay there. Personally, I think it is the attitude of the people. They love it. And because they love it, it grows. They put their heart and soul into it. They put their whole heart and soul into it. And one thing about Tirupur is, they always have seen that the best system or the best eco-friendly method is adapt. This is something unique about Tirupur. So you will see that it is a green city already, not announced, not talked about, nobody knows, but everything is in place. So if once it starts, when people come to know more about Tirupur, they will really know that, and it's a forerunner right ahead of many places, many huge places. People have so much of advertisement, but Tirupur is so silent, but they are much far ahead. No, I should say that yes, there was when the buyers started asking for compliances and things like that. It started happening, and it started happening fast because basically all these people are here are farmers, so they know the nature of the land. They know land. They're close to the land. Their heart is still there. So when things like this happen, they will make sure that is protected. From the government part, they could really look at it a little seriously and understand the potential of the industry and how it can translate to the people outside of the cities or the hubs. That is definitely one. They should have really good training centers. Training centers in the sense where people are trained in such a way that they are perfect in when they come out, they're perfect. Not just for training's sake and things like that. Those kind of things is then we should definitely have the facilities should be a little more friendlier, lovelier than what they are used to, so that they're happy to be there. The living conditions or working conditions, all of it. So that is can go. You can always build into it. Even today you can be 100%. Tomorrow you may not be 100% because it's already changed, and that adaptation is very important. No, whenever we have a buyer meeting or there's a government official visit or something like that, we always tell them what we need, what we are doing, what we need. And if we do certain things, this is the change that can happen. This is always there. So that's how we go about it right up now. But there are many associations who represent themselves to the government for the industry. And they're all part of it. Technology is the way of life now. You need to adapt to technology. It will make life much easier transparency is there, visibility is there. Everything will happen with technology, especially in places where there are so many people making so many millions of garments. Accountability, the quality things and things like that. All this can be looked after by if you have the right technology in place. So factories adapting to this is a must, I would say. It is a must, and it will make life easier for everybody. First, when we started, they were all writing in books and things like that. Yes, of course, you heard somebody with counting mistakes and this and that. But with the ERPs in place and things like that, no, you could really sit at your table and see what's happening on the floor, because the numbers started coming to you. Of course, it was inputted. It was a human person who did that. And that's how you got more information, you got more details, you could analyze things better, and things like that happened. So as technology is moving forward, all the new things that are happening is happening on the floor as well. At the minute you adapt it, it happens on the floor. It changes many things. It makes the place much more friendly, and it also looks good when you have that kind of things in place. See, there is a mindset shift. There is many people who just jump into it, will give their heart and soul into it. But there are many people who don't. They feel, I think they're scared, that they think that something is being taken away from them. Their what should I say, their importance is being drawn away, but they don't realize that no, life is being made easier.
Yeah.
So that is one of the main reasons why people are scared to adapt to these things. This is I've found in like in my factory, most of the time people don't want to put in that information or use technology as a thing only because of this, because they think my position is gone.
Yeah.
But that's not true. I think they should. I always tell them, accept it, do it, just try it out. Do it, and then when the results come out, you yourself will be so happy to see that you have better information on your table that help you work better. I loved every single minute of it, and I still love it, and I will continue to do it as much as I can, and as long as I can. I want to travel. I want to travel, and I want to travel India especially because there's so much to see, and every day of my life has literally been in the, like this. Traveling, of course, but mostly for business and things like that. But I want to take the time to see India. I want to just go to all the temples and, see all the architecture. There's just so much to see, so much. And that's what I want to do. Even the simplest thing, for example, if something is happening in the factory, then I'm excited about it. It keeps me coming back. I don't think, main thing is I'm not thinking age at all.
Yeah.
I can't think age because every day something new is happening. And it's very exciting that you have to do it and then you feel good you have done it and then you go to the next thing and it keeps going. So, I just love it.